Good morning, good evening, good afternoon and good night, wherever you may be on this wild and wacky, I'll just give it some light. And sometimes crazy, it's making a difference, planet of ours. Stamp collecting is fun, and fun it shall remain. So what am I after today? Well, as a reminder, I put it's time for a DDR. Deutsches Demokratisches Republik. The East Germany for cash between 1949, I'd say maybe 1949 to 1994. I should know these things, shouldn't I? But yeah, so I've got a DDR collection going on, which I'll show you. Yeah, from 1990. You see, it pays to have aid memoir, so 49 empty 50. This is sort of thing. So I'm looking to add to that today. From today and other days, from the bag of Germany stamps, which I had in a glory box from Germany a couple of weeks ago now. So I thought it's time to dip and dive in. Are they simply West Germany, or are there some East Germany that I can utilise? So this is what we're going to find out today in the next 15 minutes. Or shall I say the next 14 minutes, because a minute has gone. So immediately we turn over and we've got our first hit. Ravensbrück Haut, Deutsche Demokratische Republik, Mahnmal Ravensbrück. Very nice beginning. So that is a nice one to begin with. And here we have your more West Germany stamp. I have got a West Germany stamp album, as stamp stockbook, as you know. So these may well be. Actually, that was pretty. That's 1957. I don't think I've got that. So that's quite nice for my Bundespost. Yes, I like that. Yeah. So look at those. That also could be an earlyish one. 57 again. By early, I mean not early, but fairly early. And we've hit another fantastic stamp here. Sporty, bit of a thingy jig piece on it as well. You see that? And cycling, and yeah, DDR, very nice. Thank you very much. Thank you. This is actually seems to be 50-50 at the minute. Bundespost, again, a fairly early one, I'd say. Strasbourg, Palais de the European Palace in Strasbourg. So that's all right. I'm picking them now because some backs are shiny and some are gluey and some are like papery. That's Deutschland, that is. So reunification of the two Germanys into one. Love post, mail to the likes of you and me. And I'd say another earlyish one maybe. Charity one, 10 plus 5, 1959. Yeah, so they're slightly discoloured at the back, which gives you a bit of a hint that there's something going on age-wise with these stamps. Here we have DDR. That's lovely, 1967. And I think it will be the DDR, which are slightly discoloured. You know, maybe put away somewhere, unused, unloved. Not sure, but that's a DDR, 20 what? Not sure. Did they have marks or shillings in the DDR? I'm not sure. This is a Bundes one. I think this is quite a common stamp. You know, quite graphic, isn't it? People behind barbed wires. Yeah, Gefangenen, prisoners of war, that sort of thing. Of course, Germany had come out of 2 world wars. Bundespost flowers. Deutsches Post Berlin. So something slightly betwixt and between those eras, and betwixt and between East and West. So Berlin needs looking up. I am not that, I can't, how it is, it needs to be looked up. Hilferdane Menschaft. Bundespost looks old. And this also looks pretty old. And it's got Karl Marx on it, so it's got to be a DDR. I may even have this one because I do recognise that old beard. He loved a beard. And here we have Deutsches Bundespost, again an oldish one here, Lübeck. Deutsches Lufthansa, Bundespost, 1955. Bundespost de Kirche. Church, Kirche. Abtei. Kirche. Not quite sure what Abtei would mean, but Kirche I think is, and here it is again, just to remind me, Abtei Kirche. So two of those. This. What is this? The Dove of Peace Berlin overprint, Deutsche Post, 1 mark. That's quite a nice one. That's going there, so that will have to have AI all over it. Is this Polizei Association? Maybe. And here we have an upside down Deutschland Ordinaire. It is upside down, and I just cannot be bothered to turn it the right way around because I've got no interest at this moment in time with Deutschland proper, but Deutsche Post Berlin I do have time for. So that's the secondary one of those. Let's turn these over and see what is coming. So we're doing quite well. Bundespost there. Folky costumes. Freddy Vol. Fahrepsflieger. Yeah, so, folky stuff and traditional dress. Why not? Deutsche Bundes again. So here we got family. And we've got a person there. And possibly, well, I don't know if it's Christmas, but it's cartoonery is afoot. And here we have a 1952 Olympic stamp Germany. That's nice. That is nice. Nurses. These commons. That. And the 60. Can I pick it up? 60. They're very common. I've got a lot of them. And Deutsches Farmer. A charity again, that's possibly towards farming. This looks a bit dinked and donked at the back, so I'm hopeful with this. And it's going to give me something unusual. It's a female tending the baby in the crib. Again, family is big over there. They'd lost a lot of people, hadn't they? So they needed to be building up. Because when there's a vacuum, something comes to fill it. So they needed more and more people. Very nice people giving birth. Bundespost. And that's on its own. I thought it was stuck to something. And a hamburger. Bundespost, so that goes there. I thought maybe it would have been an independent state one, but I think it's too late for that sort of thing. That was more, I think, before the First World War, during the First World War, and just after the First World War. where, you know, before German reunification even, in the time of Bismarck and the Kaiser and the Iron Duke. Very nice airmail. Fußballer, maybe, football. They like football over there. Very good at it. Bundespost. Do have that one a number of times. Turn these over, see what comes out of it. Musician type, Schiller. Bundespost. So they're becoming more really, excuse me, West Germany, I should say. Though I'm pretty happy with that. You know, I would expect them to be early Bundes. The first year of Bundes, I'd expect them. Deutsches Bundespost. And I say that because I've never seen them before. And I think the stock album that I had and filled and owned, and the stamps that were with it, were the common ones. So I'm hoping these will be less common. You know, 56, for example. So, you know, I've got lots of 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s even. But the 50s less so that would be quite nice for me. Deutsches Post. Yeah. That one I got. Bundespost. Don't remember seeing that. Let's see what else. Let's see what's out there, Jim. Bundespost again, so I think really there's not a lot that I can have from the eastern side of the country. Leipzig and the like. I think either they're not in this pinch, or the collector was, or the seller was simply giving me what seemed to be mostly West Germany. I don't mind because there are some ones that, you know, I've not seen. That's another one, for example. You know, I'll be looking to fit that into my collection. I don't remember that one either. And after a while, you know, as you're going through your stamps, particularly if you're working on a country, one does tend to know the stamps after a number of, you know, sessions at them, so to speak. Little ones I'm not that interested in at this moment, because I think that those are the common ones, and all of those, well, not all, you know, but I would say the majority of those are not exciting me as something that I would be missing. That is Zeppelin. A modern stamped Zeppelin. No, not really too much interest. I think we're probably coming to the end, and then finally moments. I mean, that's very German, isn't it? You know, a Mädchen or a Frau, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, fruit. Yeah, that's a lovely stamp. Don't have it. I think I would have recognised it. This, for example, I would think that could be from any country, and therefore it doesn't quite have the same connection in my mind. And then there's that one, which I'm going to chop with my fingers, and this. So we seem to have 4 piles here. So first of all, these I'm going to say put them back in the bag, but there's plenty more in that bag yet. So these I'm not particularly interested in. I will keep them out though, and if I have time later on today, I will go through them and see where they fit in my Bundespost stock book. These I think will be going in the stock book because these are quite early ones, 50s, so they're good finds. This will have to be researched and placed in the appropriate period of time, and these will go into my East Germany folder, which is here. So that's all for now. I hope you're having a fantastic day. The sun's just coming out now, a bit windy, a bit dreary this morning, but it's brightening up. Have a fantastic day, everyone. Thanks to everyone who watches and who comments or who leaves a comment or a thumbs up or a heart. It's much appreciated. And thank you, and bye for now.